Okay, we got a cat cylinder. This is a tilt cylinder off a loader, and it's leaking. And so I've already cracked these with a big breaker bar. These are torqued on here. You're going to take a punch, just so you remember, you punch this thing. That way if it sits for a while, just put a punch mark on the head here so you know it goes like this. Because of all these parts on here, you want to make sure this is put back because we're going to take it off. I'm going to put a punch mark on this one, just so I know that all these punch marks are going to go back, just in case I have to set this thing down for a week. So I got a punch mark there for this bracket, and then the head here. Okay, so make sure you do that, because I've seen in the past where people have taken apart and they put it back together wrong, and then these ports are all different. It goes back to the customer, and then it's wrong, and then they're all pissed off. So you know this could be clocked depending on the configuration of the mount. But this case, the ports are both on the same side, but because you have this bracket, just punch mark it or scribe it or something. That way you know. So I got them right there. So like I said, these are torqued on. I use a big cheater bar and crack them. Now we're going to use the impact to get them off. Okay. So we're going to set these down here. Don't lose your flat washers on here. Okay, so you got a few washers that are behind this bracket. Okay, don't lose those. There's two of them just fell. So you don't want to lose that. Make sure you remember that. Okay. So now we're going to try to crack this head. Catch this oil down here in a tray. We're using a nut breaker bench to do this one. It's just easy because I got the other tables all filled up. But this one drains oil down this tank. So we're going to capture this rod here. What I'm trying to do is I want to get the kit ordered, so I want to double check it, look in my book to get the right kit, because these kits are pretty expensive. Okay, I might take the air hammer to jimmy that head off real quick. Got it now. I can use a pry bar in there. That's why this works out nice. I still made a mess, but it got a lot of it. Let that drain. I get some kitty litter and soak that oil up. That's the thing with the hydraulic business. It's very messy. You're always going to take an oil bath once in a while. Using some kitty litter from Walmart. This is the cheapest bag, about $5 a bag. I think it's 25 pounds. Or 30, I'm not sure, but Walmart has the best deal on this. Just get the cheapest kitty litter. We used to buy bags from an industrial supply company, and then there are a lot more. And we use quite a bit. We buy, 15 bags at a time. And they're like 20 bucks a bag. I can't remember, but now when I go into Walmart, I just grab a couple bags of this. Got them in buckets around here to soak the oil up. It's just that clay that absorbs it. It's non-scented, and it saves you a little bit of money. Okay, so we get that. Now I get this rod out. Then we're going to take the rod over to the nut breaker and crack the nut off on the same machine. Okay, you'll see that, and I've showed that before, but let's get this over here. I can already see, well, that seals real good, but let's see if we can get this out. Okay, we got a vacuum going on. Having a hard time because I got a port on here, a port cover, so it's causing a vacuum not coming out with the seal. So let me crack that off. Let's get that off, and then the rod will come out. Got an airlock in there between the piston and the back port. We'll just loosen this. I'm just on this video, I'm just going to show you, I'm going to wheel it over to my nut breaker. But I'm not going to keep videoing that. This is going to be the teardown. Then when I get ready to put it all together, I'll come back and do an assembly on it after I get the kit. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to loosen these enough to let the air get in. Okay, there it is. So now it should come out. Got to get it level. Somebody can get all the way down. Let's lower that down. The plug is kind of sticking in there. I didn't get it all the way out. You can see that it's fighting this. Okay, now let's try it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this strap on this other side. Remember, doing this, always have your safety glasses on. You should have some good shoes. That way you don't drop anything on yourself, on your foot. Okay, we're all the way to the end here. Let's see if I can. Just be careful when you're doing this, see, because it's going to want to fall Be very careful. I'm going to try to capture this a little better. Go like this and like this. So I'm going to put this down here and get this ready to break the nut off. And I've already, you can see I've already got the thing back here, the nut breaker back here. So I'll get this down, set it up, and I'll crack this nut off. I don't really need to show you that, but you need one of these machines to do this. You can make a homemade machine with some cylinders and things, but without this type of a unit, you're going to have a hard time doing these big cylinders. And these larger cylinders, you know, it's decent money to repair them. If you take them to Catboy, you better supply your own lubrication when you go in there. So I'm going to cut this video off and get this set up, and then I'll come back after I get the kit, check down your barrel, check to make sure there's no scarring in there. Use your inspection light, it's clean. You know, it's probably a 5,000 plus cylinder, $5,000. All right, stand by, I'll get the kit coming, and then we'll go to the next step.